Hey, this is Dina with Dina's Creative Studio. You can find me at dinascreativestudio.com for my blog. I post all my videos on there as well. Or you can find me if you wanted to purchase Creative Memories products, because I am a Creative Memories independent advisor. creativememories.com/cm/Dina, or on Instagram at Dina's Creative Studio. How are you doing today? So today I wanted to do a little more on the Bible Journaling 101 series. I just wanted to go over a few options in comparisons for highlighters for your Bible. So I have a standard Sharpie highlighter here that I'm going to try out in two different journaling Bibles for you. And I also have some pen options as well, including a ballpoint pen, some Micron pens. So I'm going to go over different pen and highlighter options. And these are the ones I'm going to try. So this is a dual tip pen / highlighter. It's by Diverse Bee. I've got Microline pens. I've got a couple in here just to show you. So I'll try out the, what is that? It's a dark gray or a gray pen. So we'll try that one out. I've got Micron pens, both the PN and just the standard Micron tip, which is, these are the 0.45 millimeter line pens. I have a Bic Crystal ballpoint pen, which is 1.6 millimeters in thickness. I've got a Staedtler Triplus Fineliner, and we've got Diverse Bee Winter. This is the colors. They're fine liners. So I've got one in here is like a dark plum. And I will link to all of these on Amazon. I do not get any benefit from linking it. These items, I just want you to be able to get them if you want them. I have a Diverse Bee pastel highlighter, and I have this is another highlighter, and it's by I can't remember their name, but it's more of like the wax, the gel highlighters. So I had others, but I ended up not liking them, so I gave them away. But this one I still have, and I still use for one of my Bibles. It's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to start with the highlighters, I think. Let me get one of these out. And what I'm going to do, I've got two different Bibles here. I've got just my standard journaling Bible, or a note-taking Bible. It's the One Step Closer Bible. It's NLT. It's by Tyndale. This Bible here, you can see I've tested some stuff on here. Previously, those are from the colored pencils. So what I'm going to do, I've got this, excuse me, page here. Anytime you get a new item, I highly recommend a new pen, a new highlighter, anything like that. I highly recommend going to the back of your Bible, using a page, whether it be in the introduction to that translation team page, which is what this is here. Anything with this thin Bible paper to test out. And I recommend doing this in every Bible if you can, until you come to know what to expect from certain pens and certain highlighters. So this is just standard Sharpie highlighter. Nothing against it. It's great for when you're studying and using standard paper. But if I were to highlight the word seminary on here in green, as it is, we're going to flip this page over and see if there's any bleed through versus shadow. It actually did. I'm a little bit surprised. Because I never use these in my Bible, but I didn't press very hard. It just shadows. Let's see if I press harder. Okay, Sharpie, you're doing a good job. I am surprised because I expected this to bleed through. See, that's why testing it in your Bible is not a bad idea. So, and this is thinner paper than this one. So I'm going to test them all in here, and then I'll test them in the other Bible. So that is, now I don't know about the other highlighters, but I would test them first. Most of the ones I've seen will bleed through, and I don't want that. I don't want something that's going to bleed through. I also want something that's going to be acid-free, non-toxic preferably. I don't know if this is an acid-free highlighter or not. I don't know. But there's always that possibility. Here we'll start with a wax highlighter, and I'll link who this one's by as well. I do like these pretty well. I usually highlight, and then sometimes I'll just smooth it out with my finger, because it's a little sticky. These highlighters feel a little sticky. They do dry, and they'll dry smooth, and it'll be great once it dries. But so I highlighted here. You can't hardly, you really can't see it. Just barely. There's barely a little bit of purple. Whereas the Sharpie, like I said, it does better than I thought. You can see more of the green. This is the Diverse B highlighters. This is the liquid one. Oh, I need it. I wanted to do this one first. This is the gel highlighter. It says gel highlighters by Diverse B. No twistable, no bleed, no smear, smooth. These are great because they are not waxy like the other ones. So it's a gel highlighter. They're not sticky. It's very smooth. I love how it writes, or how it highlights. And what did I highlight? University. Yeah, I can't even see it. So on the other side, I can't see it at all. So far, this is the winner. Because I could see the green, I could barely see the purple. The blue was somewhere around here. Is that it right there? Nope. Yeah, I can't see it at all. So fabulous. And it's not sticky feeling. Now this I haven't used before. This is Diverse B. This is their pastel dual tip pens. No bleed, quick dry, water-based. Water-based always worries me because in my experience they tend to bleed more. But this is dual tip, so it's got a chunkier tip there and thinner tip on this side, so we can write. This is a very light color. Just wrote DB on there for Diverse B. And I can't see it very well. Let me use it as a highlighter. Highlight theological here. Now I used a lot of ink on that one spot so I could see it. Wow. So it's right here. It's a little bit wet, a little bit of a shadow. That's actually not bad. I'm gonna do down here in the corner. And I just very lightly put it on there. And I did that so that I could know exactly where it was. Yeah, there's a little bit of shadowing, but it's not bad at all. I would gladly use this to highlight in my Bible, and I probably will one day. I have a lot of highlighters though, so I don't need more. Let me try a darker color. You can write with it. Okay, so it shadows. You can see it on this paper, but it doesn't bleed through like this little green spot here bled through. So, okay. So The next one, this is by Zebra ink, or by Zebra, or Zebra, I'm not sure how they pronounce it. I say Zebra, but it's called a Mildliner. It does have 2 points. It has a fine point, and I always forget about that side, and it has a highlighting side. So I'm going to highlight Divinity down here. Now this one, this part here, where the ink stayed at the end and kind of piled up, that will bleed through. But the rest of it won't. Oh, it didn't even bleed through, it shadowed. Take my word back. So you can see it a little bit. Works really well, but you don't want to press hard. You don't want to press hard with these in this Bible because, or go over it more than once. So I went over it twice and you can see it more. So, and I closed it when it was wet and it transferred over here. So you have to let it dry before you close the page for sure. But I use these all the time. They come in a plethora of colors. Here's just some of the other colors, all different shades of colors. So I recommend these, and as well. And then grab that for the other. I have this Milkliner, which is very similar to that. And it's a chunky pointy end or typical highlighter end. This is basically the same thing. You can see it shadows, but it doesn't bleed through. Bleed through is when it's obvious, and I'll show you what a bleed through is on a pen. I believe this one will bleed. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's bleeding through. I do not use these in my Bible. They're great for other crafts, but not for my Bible. So that's bleeding through, where this is shadowing. Okay. So I've gone through the highlighters. In this Bible, we are going to switch Bibles here. I'm going to do those highlighters, and then I'm also going to do the pens, just so you have comparison for something with a little bit thicker page. So here's the Mildliner. Now, I thought this page was thicker, but look, it bled through a little bit. But this page seems to be a little bit more porous almost. So, the Milkliner, I guess, would be the same thing. These are very similar pens. Yeah, it did the same thing. So it shadowed and then it bled through at the very end. So that's up to you whether or not you want to deal with that. The Diverse B, you can barely see it. So that's a keeper for sure. The Sharpie, next right above that, and shadowed and then it bled through a little bit at the end. You've got the wax one, well, gel, it's gel but it feels sticky, waxy. Can't see it. And then Diverse B, this one writes so smooth. Still my favorite. You barely touch the paper and the color comes off, but you can't see it on the other side. So in conclusion for this Bible, I would use either this one here, and I will find you the website, the Diverse B, which is faded because I've used it a lot, or the new Diverse B that I just got the pens, the dual tip pens. So those would be my options for there. Now I've got pens. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this Bible here. You've got a ballpoint pen. I'm just going to write hello. We'll compare it. I don't use ballpoint pens in my Bible. Not necessarily because it didn't go through. You can see it, it's shadowed, but because it leaves an imprint that I don't care for. So that's why I don't use those. I love these pens, but I don't use them in my Bible. I've got this Diverse B Fineliner. Use a dark purple one, plum. It's shadowed. There's a little bit of an imprint, but not much. So it's okay. I would use it. It's not my favorite though. The Staedtler Triplus Fineliner. Okay, so you've got the Fineliner there. It's about the same as the Diverse B Fineliner. Compare the two, they're different colors, but it's about the same. So it almost bleeds through a little bit. And the shadow's pretty dark. Now, if you use gesso underneath it, you wouldn't worry about it, but that's another story. So I have Micron pen, and again, this is a 0.45 millimeter tip. And we're going to use that one and the PN, Micron PN. Same size, it just has more like a ballpoint pen almost tip. You see how these shadow more than those. And you also don't have any type of impression. You don't feel an indentation with those. So that's what I usually use in my Bible. But then there's the Microline pen, which is the same size. Also has the, this one's gray, but it's, I don't really feel an impression, and its shadow's about the same. This one, the Microline pen, costs less than the Micron pen. So if you're looking on a budget, the Microline would be a good option for you. Notice it's pigment ink, which is what I always recommend. These are, and the Micron pens are pigment ink. This is a water-based ink, the Triplus Fineliner, which is this one here. And this one, this is waterproof, no bleed. It doesn't say on the packaging. But that's that one there. And of course you've got the ballpoint pen. It works, it doesn't bleed through, but you've got that indentation. And then to go back to the other Bible, I will compare those all of those rather. So this is the Fineliner. Diverse B Fineliner. I'm just going to write on here, this is the Triplus. This is the ballpoint. I'm just writing Bic because that's what it is. You've got the Microline. Micron PN, so I'm just going to write PN. And this one I'm going to write Micron. All right, so I have all those. Let's see how they work. This paper here, and I didn't think about the fact that I wrote in writing, but the Fineliner, this is the Diverse B Fineliner. I can feel a little bit of an indentation, the same with the Triplus and the Bic. I can definitely feel that through the paper. The other 3, the Microline, the Micron and Micron PN, those I don't feel and I don't see as much. So those, again, are my favorites. I would recommend and use. Let me know if you have any questions. And if you have anything else you would like tested, I can see if I can do that. But just, I look forward to making more videos for you in the future. And like and subscribe and stay in the Word. Have a great day.